exercising our yoga, but we're also bowing down and worshiping God. It's like strange incense that God talks about, the strange, strange fire. He doesn't want it. He will not receive this type of worship. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me, according to Psalm 66, verse 18. Now, this is iniquity. So don't expect to get your prayers answered either if you're participating in these occult practices. What she just said about, oh God, let me bow down and honor you, such pronouncements pepper the entire 45 to 50-minute session of bending, stretching, meditating that Doherty teaches at the Washingtonville Church each week. You see how they pepper everything with this pseudo-Christian candy-coated veneer? It's an abomination to God. It's part of a growing Christian yoga movement that has recently entered our region, joining Eastern techniques in health and spiritual fitness with the West's largest religion. The rise of that trend in 2005 brought criticism from Christian and Hindu purists who believe that the Indian spiritual roots of yoga are irreconcilable with the West's religion. Now, there were some Christians that brought criticism, but there was also Hindu priests that were criticizing this, because they both believed that the Indian spiritual roots of yoga were irreconcilable, which they are, with Christianity. I mean, even the Hindu purists know this. Next article, Southern Baptist Church continues to promote Hindu paganism. Welcome to, well, if we read 1 Timothy 4:1 and 2, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, and having their conscience seared with a hot iron. That's where we're at today. These people have given heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. They've heaped in themselves teachers, having itching ears, and of whom a man is overcome, the same he is brought into bondage. So this is what we're talking about here. This article, the Southern Baptist Church continues to promote paganism. Starts out by saying, welcome to the website of Salem Avenue Baptist Church, located in Rolla, Missouri. We are glad that you've chosen to visit our site. This is their website. And hope that your time here is enjoyable and informative. After you have found the specific information for which you are looking, please take some time and browse through our ministries and photo pages. You will find that the Salem Avenue Baptist Church is a loving, caring, active church with a number of dynamic ministries, all designed to honor Christ. Remember that. And bring others to know Him as Savior. Anyway, it goes on to say, while Salem Avenue Baptist Church may be a loving, caring, supposedly loving and caring church, they don't love them enough to tell them the truth. That's not love. It's not love when you lead somebody off into perdition and hell. That's not love. That's hate. Woe unto them that call good evil and evil good. That's what most of the church is doing on so many different levels and issues. They're calling evil good and good evil. Well, they may fancy themselves a loving, caring church. Browsing Salem Avenue's website could be hazardous to your spiritual health. As the unwary believer, because of this writing, this website contains over 40 references to the Hindu pagan practices of yoga. That's what if you browse their website, you're going to get 40 references to yoga. This next site, if yoga is Hindu, why are Christians doing it in the church and to the Lord's Prayer? This is from the New York Press by Elizabeth Valio. To get their weekly yoga classes, practitioners carry their mats past a New York sports club and a crunch gym. Then they walk into a church where the minister wears a t-shirt and spandex capri pants. Can you imagine? You can't help but chuckle about this. Can you imagine walking into a church? Yeah, bring your exercise mats. Pastor's and he's up there, he's in spandex capri pants and a t-shirt, and where they recite the Lord's Prayer while stretching into the sun salute. S-U-N salute. Like the sun god. Oh, that's nice. They're part of a growing U.S. movement, Christians who say they're getting closer to God in a non-traditional way. No, they're getting closer to Satan in a non-traditional way. Christian yoga classes have been the most popular way for adults to enrich their faith in the past 7 years. According to Reverend Thomas Ryan, a Christian yoga instructor, and I've got a whole teaching on the subject of Reverend. Just put in Reverend in my search box on my homepage. I've got not a long teaching, like 20 minutes long. Is that title something that Okay, continuing on, my recorder just cut out there, so this may be a tad bit redundant. I'm not 100% sure exactly where it cut off, so I'm going to just try to estimate that. This next article is Southern Baptist University offers Yoga with Sarah on campus. And in Missouri Southwest Baptist University, or SBU, is offering yoga classes that are said to be very popular and well attended. J.D. Lynch, who directs the center, explained that yoga is one of the several fitness classes at SBU. The class Yoga with Sarah is advertised as being a time for stretching and strengthening the body in a relaxing type of atmosphere. There's no mention about yoga being a Hindu type exercise. The yoga and Pilates are offered as low-impact workouts in comparison to the cardio jam and cardio step and others that stress the joints and ligaments. Lynch wrote in an email, yoga is currently co-modified nationally as a program element in the fitness industry and is integral part of the high percentage of commercial and institutional formats. And again, with the fitness industry, if they can give it credibility, then you lower your guard down in regard to the spiritual baggage you may be picking up. It's like, again, the school system, the public school system's coming in with scholastic ink and saying, hey, here are these Harry Potter books that it's okay for the kiddies to read as long as they're reading. Yeah, it's a primer on witchcraft, high-level witchcraft no less, but it's okay because it's getting them to read. And there's really no spiritual baggage or anything with this anyway. So it's very similar. The yoga classes are very popular, well attended. The class Yoga with Sarah is offered by an instructor named Sarah, and the term yoga is the more politically correct term with students than a stretching class. Yoga is Vedic or Hindu in culture. Historians say it's 5,000 years old, and as such it is not Christian. The practice of yoga is designed to unite the individual with the infinite. According to the article by Dennis McGuire on yoga.com, this guy who is a professor at Hindu University of America has also explained that the American process of calling yoga just exercise is an insult to yoga purists who seek to guard their form of worship. Now hold on, this guy's Subhas Tawari, professor at the Hindu University of America. He has explained that the American process of calling yoga, quote, just exercise, which is what the Christian church just loves to say about yoga, it's just exercise. He said that that is an insult to yoga purists who seek to guard their form of worship. Well, doesn't that sound like a religion? I mean, any religious connotation involves worship, right, of some deity. That's exactly what they're saying. Again, the people that are the yogi gurus have more discernment than the Christians. Then, the next article, and if that did get cut off, John MacArthur had made a comment in a CNN interview where he said, when asked about yoga, well, that would depend on how the yoga is conducted. If it's just purely exercise and you're a strong Christian, it probably wouldn't have any impact on your faith. Well, we've already talked about if it would not have an impact on your faith. Okay? And again, what is John MacArthur doing? He's being a stumbling block before thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that will now think that their spiritual mentor, John MacArthur, said, oh, I'll give it the green light. What is John MacArthur being used as in that? He's being used of Satan. He's being used as an agent of Satan to get you to lower your guard. He's putting a stumbling block before the brethren of which he will have to give an account. Not to say that I think I'm perfect, but I'm just telling you, if it was me doing it, you know, I would be just as accountable, so I'm not trying to hold him to a higher accountability than I would hold myself. This article is entitled, Is It Okay for a Strong Christian to Practice Yoga? It would be like, is it okay for a strong Christian to participate in witchcraft? Obviously no, but this is the same deal. It's just a little more subtle. This is by Bud Press of the University Research Center. According to the Pulpit magazine, on Tuesday, September 11, 2007, John MacArthur was asked by CNN to participate in a live discussion on the topic of yoga and Christianity for a segment of the Prime News with Erica Hill. The other guest in the discussion was Doug Pagitt, a pastor in Minneapolis and a recognized leader in the emerging church movement. And when you see that emerging church movement, think of the contemplative, emerging Rick Warren type New World Order, one world religious system church. See, this is the church of the Antichrist. This is the budding stages in the Christian line, at least. After careful review of the transcript and video, Christian Research Service wrote a letter to John MacArthur